Hey guys, welcome back. This is Ori Racing. Obviously, I'm a car channel, and I feel like I should mention something about it. So, a lot of people on TikTok have been doing this whole argument over, and this is actually from a little bit earlier in here, but this is a whole argument over what's a rim and what's a wheel. So, I thought I'd go over it. So, there's different parts of a wheel, okay? And the wheel is basically like it all together. So, let me go over it. People are calling the rim the wheel itself, which is not necessarily the case. The wheel is the whole thing put together, essentially. Because if you bear with me here, I will sort of explain this and hopefully get some traction. And maybe I can get 100 views from this. I don't know. We'll see how many views I get. This is sort of like an explained video about the wheel. So I don't know when the first wheel was ever invented. However, the wheel was not necessarily the spokes. If that was the case, they would be running on spokes and it would break, obviously. Now the wheel has changed, obviously, and there's a lot more technology in the wheel, so obviously it's not just the metal rim. That's a whole different part of the wheel. See, the wheel is basically the entirety. It's the tire, the spokes, the barrel of the rim, basically the barrel portion of the rim. Which we'll get into rims in another video, which I'll probably post right before this or right after this, which is basically explaining that there's different portions and there's different sets. A three-piece set or a multi-piece set is basically multiple pieces put together. That's something that's not fully connected. It's not uniform, but we'll get into that later, and we'll get into different things too like that. Typically, there's three from what I've understand, which is there's a specialized rim set, there's a multi-piece. Multi-piece are sort of just like multiple pieces, so it's not necessarily one piece, one uniform piece. It's just multiple pieces put on to form the rim. And then the third one is a sport rim, which is basically just the lighter rim. Then OEM essentially, which it's going to be a lighter rim. A lot of people just use steel or aluminum, but these are going to be a lot less aluminum or just a lot less steel, depending on which one you get. Probably go with aluminum just because it's a metal essentially. But if we're going to go back into this, dive back into this, the wheel is basically the entirety of everything. The rim is obviously the barrel. If you don't know what the barrel of the rim is, it's pretty self-explanatory. It's just basically a circle. The best way I can describe it is we're going to use one of these. I'm not going to take it off, but this is the barrel. So if we take the front tire off, you can see right here, this would be the barrel section. And we're going to put this back on, but the whole point to this was to stress the fact that that's the barrel of the wheel. That's the barrel for the rim. The barrel section, I guess, if you want to call it that. So that's basically that. However, there's obviously, in some cars, the hubcap. However, there's also obviously bolts in. There's this intersection, which nowadays would be spokes, and then there's the tires. However, they're put together to make one thing, and which is essentially the wheel. So yes, the rim, which is the metal part, entirely the metal part, put together. That's the rim. The tire is a whole different thing. You know what a tire is? That's the rubber portion of the wheel. The rim is broken up into multiple pieces. It's either the hubcap, or it might have a hubcap, but it might be multiple pieces put together, like a multi-piece rim set. It might also be a sport rim or just whatever rim you have currently. So the spokes are connected to the barrel, which is then bolted onto your car. Well, there's obviously also the tire put on, but and then that later goes onto your car. The thing is, though, is the spokes, the barrel, and everything else that goes on a wheel, like the tire, make up the wheel. It's not. So the people who are calling the metal portion, the rim, a wheel, that's not necessarily the case. It's in the shape, not. It's not finished yet. Same thing like a steering wheel. Okay, the outer portion of the steering wheel is not called the wheel, and same thing with the inner portion. You do not call like. Oh, I know. The connectors that connect the can't speak. You do not call just the outer portion or like the inner portion of the steering wheel the wheel. Like you do not call the horn the steering wheel. That's not how it works. It's just that's just not right. So hopefully that clears up a little bit for you guys. If you guys want another video, I'll do a video on wheel types. And from what I understand about wheel types, also I can do some more videos teach you guys how to fix the bike, or some more videos that are sort of like an engineering explain style. I might send this to my editor first just to see what she has to say about it or what she can edit on this, but for the most part I'll probably just post it. Anyway guys, peace.